before starting. This is a treehouse that is in the house that we moved to. And it is, I mean, for what it is, it's not too bad. It's pretty nice, but it's got these windows all cut out, and these three are screened in. But these, I'm guessing they got rid of the screen or just didn't ever do it. But there's bird's nest, lots of leaves and stuff, and the outside walkway is starting to rot. The inside definitely could use some more paint because it looks like they stopped there. So my plan is to probably put in rescreen these, or if I can find windows that would fit, put windows in and maybe cut out a bigger square around here to put in one window there. But if we can't do that, there's another plan to make some little shutters maybe and still screen them off. I'm going to repaint everything, keep it white just to touch it up, clean all the cobwebs out. Obviously that's the first step. I have to re-put in a wall right here, make a door, and then the outside we're gonna cut this out because it's all rotted, and probably redo some of the stairs. Put down some boards, paint those, and then do rewire. I'm gonna put my solar panel that's on top of the shop right now, bring it out, put it on top of this roof, wire in electricity because they have spots, but I guess they never actually wired it to the house. So we'll have a little power switch over here, and then all the solar stuff will probably be in a little custom box underneath one of the shelves. So now first thing to do is start cleaning up. Alright, so I got these 12-volt LED lights, and these are from Amazon. It was $10 for 3 of them. So these should screw into your standard light fixture, and so they're just 12 volts. So that way you can run them off of a solar setup and not waste electricity by using an inverter to power 120 volts. So these will hopefully work for the 3 light fixtures we have in the treehouse. Alright, so we took out one of the ceiling panels because there was this big nest some animal had made in the ceiling, and it turns out they didn't wire the light fixtures up anyway, so I was going to have to get up there and wire it, so we thought it'd be easier to take off the ceiling panel. That way I could just go ahead and wire it. But as you see, kind of broke, too much force. But this way also we'll have access to wire that other one, you probably can't see it, and then run the panels up through that hole and run the wires for the solar panels. But so far, I have the battery hooked up to the charge controller. You can see whenever I press the button, the outside 12-volt light turns on. So once we get the inside one wired up, that'll be the same on the inside. And I've got 2 of these switches because they did have a box that was put in behind the wall. So there was a wall here. I guess they just didn't want to cut out a spot to put in the fixtures, so the box was just there. So now we got to clean up this mess and get everything wired up. Alright, so I got the wiring, I think all done except for the solar panel still, but we've got the switches installed. There's a switch for the inside lights, so we've got 2 of those 12-volt LED lights in here, and I've got another switch for the outside light. So that way if I want to put the power on a timer, you just have the outside light turn on like every night, and the inside lights don't turn on, so that way it doesn't suck up a lot of the power from the battery. But we've got these 2 wires run to the light and then the inside light, and then this goes to the solar panel, but the solar panel is not mounted yet, so it's not wired up, but I've got it running outside onto the roof. So this will go to the solar panel, and then I have the switches are just powered with 12 volts in, 12 volts out positive, and then the same here for the lights, 12 volt positive in, 12 volt positive out. And I've got the negatives are the white wires back there. They're both screwed together and they go into the negative that goes into the charge controller, and then the positive is on the other screw set and it goes into the charge controller. And I've got the charge controller here, and it has the input from the battery and then the output to the load. And so it's a 12 volt output, so it can run the lights. And then I also have a small 12 volt inverter, so I'm going to try to find a place to set that up as well. And I cut out a very rough spot for the switches, and then here is the spot for the solar panel wires, and then the wires that go from the charge controller to the lights. And so I'm going to mount the charge controller here and wire it all up, and then I'm going to print a faceplate for the switches, and I'm going to hopefully have maybe a little shelf right here or something down there to store the battery in. So I've got the panel, battery, and the load all wired up to the charge controller. So you can see here, it's receiving sun. The battery is about 2 bars out of 5 bars, so I drained it last night, and the load is turned on. And all this this is the panels in, this goes to the battery, which is just sitting over there for the moment, and then this goes to the load, which is wired up into the light. So you flip that light switch, turns on the outside light, and this switch turns on the interior light. So I've got 2 of those hooked up. So now all I need to do is print the faceplate and then make some kind of a stand for the battery to sit about right there. Update. I've got the trim laid out floor has been painted. Going to staple that in. Got the deck out here is being replaced, and there's going to be a door built, windows put in, and this and that thing will be mounted once it's done. But now we're going to staple in the trim. What's your problem? Yeah?